Hello everybody, I'm going to read you a story. It's all about the adventures of Pusscat Wizzy Willums. Now, my cat Lady Marmalade is a cousin of Pusscat Wizzy Willums, aren't you, Marmalade? Well, you were talking earlier, aren't you, Marmalade? Oh well, maybe she'll pipe up in a minute. Well, Pusscat Wizzy Willums was tired of being a stray cat. He wanted to live somewhere warm and cosy, where he could be loved. So he said goodbye to his friends in the alley and he set off to find himself a real home. I'm going to open up the flap. There's the cats inside the old car, all tucked in there. In top of that cardboard box there's mice and all things that are nice, and inside the dustbin on the side there's a cat, seems to have a teddy bear. And over by the door, if you open up the door carefully, there is a neighbour pouring cold water on the cats, trying to get them all away, all those stray cats in the neighbourhood. The first house he came to was the home of the Chubbies. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. The Chubbies ate far too much. They would turn him into a fat cat. Let's open up that fat cat flap. There, couldn't even get in that one there. If we look in the cupboard door, wonder what we're going to find in there. Oh, there's mice and they're eating snacks and sugary things. Oh, you don't like all those sorts of things, do you? What's underneath the table? There's an enormous big dog. He's got a big bone in his hands, and look at all those things on the table. There's gingerbread, there's cupcakes, there's pies and lots of yummy things, and mice on there. There's a little baby with lollipops, and Pusscat Wizzy Willums there. He's not thinking he's enjoying that at all. Oh, there we go. The second house was the home of the beanpoles. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. The beanpoles were far too... Well, yeah, I agree. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. The beanpoles were far too stingy. He would never get enough to eat there. Oh, even the mice didn't get anything. They walking off, look inside the safe. There, not a lot to see. There's all the money's been kept. Oh, maybe there is something to see. They're stealing it. Open up the fridge. Not a thing. I don't like a fridge like that. And if we go to the cat flap, which seems very thin and small, no, it's not a lot. Not a lot on that plate too. Oh, so another little flap here to open, and that is the flap. And there's someone at the door. The third house was the home of the hoity-toities. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. The hoity-toities were far too snooty. They would never let him invite his friends from the alley to play. We open up there the serving dish. Oh, those two rats and mice in there. Inside the basket, there's lots of lovely things inside there. And oh, there's a lovely doll's house where the mice are playing inside. How lovely. Oh, look at that rocking horse. Look at all the family there. This looks very interesting. That dog looks interesting too. What do you think about that, Marmalade? Oh, nothing to say? Oh, okay. Ooh. The fourth house was the home of the Rowdies. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. The Rowdies made far too much noise. Yes, that's right. You don't like noise, do you? He would never get any sleep. And if you have a look underneath that tea towel, lovely spider. And then behind the parrot, parrot squawking. Oh, I couldn't live in a house with a parrot underneath that chair. I bet there's some mice in there, all sleeping in there, playing guitars, drums, tracks, a baby wailing, pans upside down, mum's singing. Oh, I don't think I'd like it there. Let's open this door. Oh, and there's children over there playing trumpets and ringing a bell. Oh, that just sounds too noisy. Sounds like wet play at Warpstow School. The fifth house was the home of the Crowders. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums either. It was far too cramped. He would never have enough room to stretch. If we open up underneath the sofa, there's full of mice underneath there. Oh, that's horrible. And what else have we got? There's a cardboard box in there. I bet that's full. There's a cat with all his kittens in there. Oh, there's not much room in that house. Dad's there having his coffee. Everyone, there's children packed in everywhere. Don't think there's another thing to open up. There's not enough space for another flap. The sixth house was the home of the Healthies. That was no good for Pusscat Wizzy Willums either. Life there would be much too exhausting. He would never be able to keep up with them. If we open up the cupboard there, there's all the mice doing their exercises, and they're on a rowing boat in there. That's lovely. If we open up, what have we got next? Oh, there's the exercise bicycle. There's a mouse running around on that exercise bike. Look at all the weights there, the rewards they've got, lovely healthy fruit and things in the bowl. There's a dog running on the track. It looks exhausting already. There was only one house left. Isn't that right? And it was the home of old Mrs. Milkins. This was a perfect home for Pusscat Wizzy Willums. There was a warm fire and oh, right. You like that? Yes. There was a warm fire and a soft, cosy rug just right for curling up on. When old Mrs. Milkins put out a saucer of milk, Pusscat Wizzy Willums knew he had found home at last. Look at that lovely fire, all cosy. We open up. Oh, those mice and getting all lovely and cosy inside her knitting basket. You know how kind Mrs. Milkins is, pouring out milk. Look at those mice having some nice biscuits and different things. Going to open up here underneath the butter. Oh my word, that mouse has stuffed his tummy full. Oh, who's at the cat flap there? Some mice thinking things would be nice to come in there. Pusscat Wizzy Willums invited all the stray cats from the alley to a huge party. Some of Mrs. Milkins' neighbours came too. Can you find them? Let's have a little look. I'll open it all up. And I can see some of the Healthies there and the Rowdies. Oh, there is the Hoity-Toities. Oh, let's open up that there. Oh, I think we can open up underneath the bench. There's the mice playing. It looks like Ring a Roses. I wonder what's underneath this one. The other one. Oh, it looks like they're having a bit of a party too. And mice with balloons. Lots and lots of fun. Well, that's the house I would like to go to. Mrs. Milkins. What about you, Lady Marmalade? Would that be the one you would like to come to? Is that right? Ah, well, I think that'll be the thing for you and me. I hope you've enjoyed the stories. See if we can't get another story out to you soon. Bye.